Let me introduce you to someone I'll call Richard. Richard did everything society told him was right. From a young age, he absorbed the same financial rules we all hear growing up. Save for emergencies, trust compound interest, avoid small indulgences, and always think long term. Richard took that advice seriously. He became an engineer and showed up to work for 45 straight years. No shortcuts, no breaks. He drove old but reliable cars long after he could afford better ones. His house was simple, practical, nothing flashy. Every year, without exception, he filled his retirement accounts to the maximum. While his friends explored Europe in their 20s, Richard stayed home and invested instead. When his family suggested renovating the kitchen in midlife, Richard said, "Let's wait, we need to be careful." And on paper, it worked perfectly. At 65, Richard retired with a net worth of $2.5 million. He had followed the rules. He had beaten the game. Then life stepped in. Just 2 years into retirement, Richard suffered a massive stroke. Overnight, everything changed. Travel was no longer possible. Walking became difficult. The plans he had postponed for decades were suddenly unreachable. His remaining years were spent moving between hospitals and recovery rooms, waiting for a future that never came. Richard passed away at 70. When his estate was reviewed, something almost absurd appeared. His wealth had grown. The market kept rising while he was sick. His final balance stood at $2.8 million. The world looks at Richard and says, "What a success. He died rich." But when I look at Richard, I see loss. I see a man who converted tens of thousands of hours of his life into money he never truly used. Years of stress, commutes, sacrifices, stored away for a version of himself that never got to exist. In real economic terms, Richard didn't win. He stockpiled value he never redeemed. He saved his chips, but never cashed them in. My name is Andrew, and today we're diving into one of the most uncomfortable yet mathematically honest ideas in personal finance: die with zero. Popularized by Bill Perkins, this philosophy challenges the traditional belief that your job is to grow your net worth until the day you die. Instead, it argues that your real goal should be to extract maximum value from your life and reach the end with nothing left unused. If you die with $100,000 still sitting in your account, that isn't protection, that's unpaid labor. That's time spent at work instead of with your children. That's life energy you never claimed back. Yes, it sounds terrifying. We're biologically wired to hoard, but stay with me because once you understand how life energy works, how memories compound, and why aging destroys financial utility, you'll see why dying wealthy can actually be a failure of resource management. Let's start with the biggest mental shift. Money is not the goal. We treat it like one. Every time our net worth goes up, we feel rewarded. But money itself has no value. It's a tool. It's stored life force. Every dollar represents hours of your limited existence traded away. If you spend 2,000 hours earning $100,000 and then die without using that money, you didn't save anything. You donated those hours to the system for free. The number disappears. The time doesn't come back. This is where traditional financial advice collapses. Most advice assumes a dollar has equal value no matter when you spend it. Biologically, that's nonsense. Picture three people. One is 25, one is 45, one is 85. Each receives $10,000 and is told they must spend it on a ski trip. The 25-year-old turns it into chaos and joy, steep slopes, cheap hostels, late nights, new friends, maximum return. The 45-year-old enjoys it too, but with compromises: sore knees, comfortable hotels, work emails creeping into his thoughts. Now, the 85-year-old. Skiing may not even be possible. High altitude could be dangerous. That same $10,000 might buy little more than discomfort and risk. Same money, drastically different outcomes. This is the reality of aging. Your ability to turn money into enjoyment declines over time. Life runs on three currencies: health, time, and money. In your 20s, you have time and health, but little money. In your 50s, you have money and health, but little time. In your 80s, you have money and time, but little health. The Die with Zero philosophy argues that saving excessively for your final decades makes no sense, because that's when your ability to consume life is lowest. You're saving for a version of yourself that can't fully play the game.
So why do we still do it? Two reasons: fear and children. The fear comes first. People say, I don't want to run out of money if I live too long. That fear is valid. Longevity risk is real. But dying with zero doesn't mean hitting zero when you retire. It means reaching zero when your life ends. The solution isn't hoarding cash. It's managing risk intelligently. Tools like annuities and long-term care insurance exist for this exact purpose. Locking away hundreds of thousands just in case often means sacrificing experiences that could have mattered when you were still capable of enjoying them. Then there's the legacy argument. I'm saving for my kids. The intention is good, but the timing is wrong. Most people receive inheritances in their late 50s or 60s. By then, careers are set, mortgages are paid, and children are grown. The money doesn't change their direction, it just adds comfort. But give that same money at 30? Now it reshapes a life. A home in a safer area, capital to start a business, freedom from crushing debt. Die with zero includes your children. Give them their inheritance while you're alive, when it actually matters. Give with a warm hand, not a cold one, and allow yourself the joy of watching it make a difference. This leads to one of the most powerful ideas in the philosophy: memory dividends. We think experiences disappear when they're over. They don't. They compound. A meaningful trip, a shared moment, a challenge overcome. Those memories keep paying you back for decades. The earlier the experience, the longer the payout. A trip at 25 pays dividends for 60 years. The same trip at 65 pays for maybe 15. From a pure ROI perspective, delaying experiences destroys their value. That's why bucket lists fail. They sit untouched until the body can no longer cooperate. Instead, use time buckets. Divide your life into 5-year windows and assign experiences where they make biological sense. Adventure early, reflection later. Family memories during the narrow windows that never reopen. When you do this, something unsettling becomes clear. You're not running out of money, you're running out of time. At some point, your net worth should peak and then begin to decline. For many people, that moment comes far earlier than expected. If your wealth is still increasing in your mid-50s, you may already be working for free. You need a survival number, the amount required to cover basic living and healthcare until extreme old age. Anything beyond that isn't savings, it's consumption capital, money meant to be used, shared, or experienced. Ask yourself this: if you died today, what money would be left behind, and what moments did you sacrifice to keep it? This isn't a call for recklessness. If you're struggling or in debt, your priority is stability. But if you're a saver, someone who feels guilt every time they spend, you need to hear this. Life is not about finishing with the highest score. It's about actually playing the game. Richard's tragedy wasn't death. We all die. His tragedy was delay. Don't be Richard. Spend with intention. Give earlier. Create memories while your body still allows it. Your legacy won't be your bank balance. It will be the moments you lived and the lives you touched. Die with zero money, but die with a full life.